Welcome to the SNet webinar. I am Frederick Weiss.
And I'm Mike Hensgen.
We are so delighted to have you today and to join us on this webinar. We have a ton of things to go through. And just to give you a quick reminder at the end, we are going to have a raffle for $100 of Alex Fane bucks. So stick around to the end and we'll pick a name and see if you win for $100. So let's go ahead without any ados being furthered and get to our topic, which is communication failures, how to avoid losing customers. So this is a pretty interesting topic here, Mike. I think we got a lot to discuss, and I'm excited to go through this. So let's jump right in. So unreliable and inefficient communications. Businesses lose customers due to poor performance, unreliable technology, and the frustration of navigating complex communication systems without seamless operations, leading to delayed assistance and hindering customer interactions. What do we get from that, Mike?
Yeah, we've all experienced it, right? When we're calling in about a rental car, or we're talking about health insurance, or we're talking with, one of the various technology providers we may be using in our home for our cable service, our internet service, our satellite service, etc. It helps, it gives a lot more comfort, a lot more pleasure to the end user client, us, when we call into our provider and they have a record of what we may have called in for before, what we may be calling in for because they have visibility into our system, or they can further or more quickly direct us to appropriate parties rather than us having to explain our issue multiple times before we get a hold of someone that can actually help us.
Yeah, it's all about that technology. And I like this quote that we have here from Gardner at the bottom, which is by 2025, 80% of CTOs who use business outcome focused technology roadmaps will see a 20% increase in employee and customer satisfaction scores due to better alignment of technology with businesses and customer needs. Thank you for that, Gartner. I think that's a pretty obvious statement considering what you just said, and really outlines how technology plays a big part in everything that we all do regarding communications.
No doubt, Frederick. And you look at the other side of the coin, right? So when we call into, say, a Comcast or an AT&T, and those representatives can sense our frustration having shared our story with multiple folks, that doesn't make their job any easier either. So by providing your employees with tools that they can use to more effectively, more efficiently support your customer needs is a win-win all around.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well said. Thank you. All right. Next slide here. We have a lack of personalized support and customization, a one size fits all approach, and the absence of a dedicated contact or expert advice for custom solutions leave businesses feeling overlooked and unable to tailor services to their unique needs, pushing customers away. Again, this is another big point here, Mike.
Yeah, what I've seen going into a number of different businesses across a number of different verticals, ranging on the very small side up to the enterprise side or enterprise size, is that they've cobbled together solutions to fit immediate need rather than putting together a comprehensive, cohesive solution that supports all aspects of their business. And not only is that not very cost effective in many cases, but it's also very, very difficult to manage and almost in many cases impossible to integrate or implement to support other tools or work with other tools they may already be using.
Yeah, I think the key word there, as you put it, is cobbled together, which is very accurate. And we have a statistic here from Forbes, quote, what have you, delivering a great customer experience has never been more important as a competitive differentiator, because when times are tough, customers become even more discerning about where they spend their money and who they spend it with. Very enlightening there.
Absolutely. Especially in this very, very competitive landscape in which we all find ourselves. It doesn't matter if you're a rideshare company, it doesn't matter if you're a telecom provider, it doesn't matter if you sell paint, right? We're all in a very, very competitive world right now. And what typically differentiates us is not necessarily the product, it's the support that we offer.
That's right. That nice human touch. That's what we're looking for. And finally, the last slide in this area here, we have cost inefficiencies and poor service experience.
Mhm.
Overpaying for unnecessary services, coupled with the ordeal of being passed around multiple departments or left on hold, erodes trust and satisfaction, compelling customers to seek better alternatives. I don't know about you, Mike, but I have definitely been in that scenario
Yeah, I think we all have.
even recently, where it's just like, oh, really?
Are
I
you
won't name
kidding me?
company
No
names, but
doubt,
I'm,
no doubt. You know, that goes, Frederick, that goes back to the statement I made a few slides ago about cobbling it together, right?
yeah,
So what organizations have done is they've, put together a Frankenstein support mechanism with vendor A, B, and C to address immediate concerns with no clear path towards the promised land with a cohesive, comprehensive solution that meets their needs. And one other thing that should point out there is not only is that inefficient, but it also drags the employees down from a job satisfaction perspective. But most importantly, many cases there's duplication of services, and organizations are paying multiple vendors for essentially the same service that doesn't play nicely with other tools that they have.
it's just a lot of unneeded friction and people being unsatisfied with everything. And lastly, we have a nice quote here from the Harvard Review. For B2B companies to remain competitive, it's no longer enough to sell great products. They also need to deliver new levels of customer service that reflect the digital experience for of customers today and deliver on the more personalized, fast, and effortless experiences that digital tools and data driven capabilities can offer. Again, like it comes down to the human element, but also the technology the human element can leverage.
That's right. One of the key components when we design any call center or contact center environment, a key report is, let's take a look at how many people have called in multiple times in the same day, right?
Yeah,
Don't you think those people should get some level of higher attention, right? If they're calling in multiple times on the same day, certainly their issue hasn't been addressed. And certainly, if that issue doesn't get addressed in a timely, professional, efficient manner, they're going to be the first ones to go out and post a negative review.
exactly. It makes almost too much sense. And lastly, we have a comment here. I'm sure everybody's probably heard this one several thousand times, but it holds water from our good friends Jeff, who I see delivering a box at my door every other day. If you make a customer unhappy in the physical world, they may tell six friends, right? But if you make a customer unhappy on the internet, they can each tell 6,000 friends. So that goes back to the old adage of, customer service. And in this digital age, it's so important to ensure that you have that satisfaction because that one person could equal as JB, as I like to call him, because we're buddies, how it could affect a giant amount of your business because you want those customers ultimately to be your best advocates if
That's
you're
right.
doing your job and providing an excellent level of customer support.
I concur. Absolutely spot on. And it goes to what I just said about the folks that are calling in multiple times. They're the ones that are going to post those negative reviews, and those negative reviews aren't limited to their circle of friends. They're limited to their circle of internet.
Exactly. Here, here. Well said. All right. Well, we have three comparison slides between most providers and SNet. We'll go ahead and start. So the first one, you need a partner you could trust. It sounds pretty obvious, but apparently this needs to be communicated because a lot of people aren't either cognizant of that or we just move so fast because we have so many different things we're doing. We really just need something fast and to get the job done. So I'll talk about most providers. So in the left column, unreliable. Are you tired of poor performance, unreliable customer service, and other unnecessary challenges?
Yeah, so Frederick, as you know, being part of the executive team from the top down, we are real people accountable for the success of our end user clients and our partners. We, as an organization, measure and take a look at various metrics on a monthly basis as an executive team. One that I always clue in on, having come from, one of the 800-pound gorilla providers out there where customers were in fact just numbers, um, is mean time to repair. In other words, if you call in with a ticket, how long does it take for that ticket to be resolved? And as you know from our meeting 2 days ago, we're always a month in arrears, but in the month of March, 70% of our tickets were resolved in less than 17 minutes at first level support. And as you know, Frederick and everyone out there in the interweb, oftentimes it's 17, 27, 37 minutes before you even talk to a live human. Here at SNET, we're closing 70% of our tickets in less than 17 minutes at first level support.
Yeah, see that's amazing right there. Most providers have bad technology and virtually no support or no support at all, quite literally. So the question here being, are you tired of the constant tech issues, poor support, and frustrating services blocking your goals and customer interactions?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, we drink our own Kool-Aid here at SNET. We employ our own omni-channel contact center software. We utilize it to support our 3,500 plus customers, representing, nearly 500,000 end users on our network. These customers range in size from, on the very small 10, 12 users up to the very large 15, 16, 1,700 users, and is varied as the size of the organizations, so are the verticals or industries they represent, and so is their level of sophistication. And the importance of that is that SNET, whether it's a 5 or 8 person office, real estate with no IT support, or whether it's one of our enterprise customers with an entire IT support team, we're going to handle that customer. We're going to support that customer with our white glove approach. Again, real people accountable for your success.
Exactly, and as you said, we drink our own Kool-Aid or champagne or dog food, however you want the idiom to go. But
Yeah.
we use our own tools and we practice these things and we believe in them. Um, so most providers overly complex infrastructure. Are you struggling with the complexities of managing your communication infrastructure, seeking a hassle-free solution that ensures seamless operations?
Yeah. So, again, this goes back to people cobbling solutions together, oftentimes trying to fill an immediate need without a long term strategic vision for a unified, cohesive solution to support the organization. In many opportunities I come across, the call center doesn't play nicely with the phone system that runs the entire organization. And God forbid they have an omni-channel or multi-channel contact center that doesn't play with either one of them. It doesn't integrate with their CRM. It doesn't integrate with any of their ERP software or any of their accounting software. And from an IT management perspective, that can create an unneeded burden for that team. And SNET, as an organization, can help come in there, streamline the operations, and provide communications technology solutions that will fit now, but more importantly, evolve as the business needs evolve as well.
Let's go to our next slide. You need solutions to help you reach your goals. Most providers they have unnecessary features and high bills. If you're paying too much for services that you don't even need, let's talk to that point, Mike, because I think a lot of people fall under that one.
Yeah, I've said it a couple of times. It might start to sound like a bit of a broken record, but yeah, this is the duplication of services that I've discussed a few times. In many cases, folks don't know what they have, or they're paying for services that they no longer need because, again, those services are being provided by another service provider. So, SNET can help come in and kind of streamline, at least do an audit to help get a better handle on, what's in place, what's needed, how it's needed, and then come up with a path forward to as I suggested, a Shangri-La, if you will, that being a comprehensive solution that addresses the communications needs of each and every department across the enterprise.
And that brings us to people feeling trapped. Most providers make us feel trapped, and with a that one size fits all kind of business phone system that
Mhm.
perhaps doesn't fit someone's business. So
Yeah,
how do we address that here at SNet, Mike?
Yeah, so it's a great question and a huge differentiator between us and some of the other providers in the space, Frederick.
Yeah,
In many cases, it was the old Ford Model T offer. You can have any color you want as long as it's black,
yeah.
right? Here at SNet, we own, operate, and manage our own platform. So that gives us a lot of flexibility when it comes to customizing the solution to fit any particular business's requirements. But it also gives us the opportunity to integrate with tools they may already be using. And when we say integrations to CRMs like Salesforce, Zoho, Sugar, Dynamics, Bullhorn, HubSpot, Deal Cloud, the list goes on and on. I think we have 40 or 50 or so already in the box. So if those are, CRMs that our companies or our prospects are using, we're ready to go. But with that said, inevitably we run across organizations that are using an industry specific CRM or more like a niche CRM.
Sure.
As long as it's web based and has open APIs, we have our own in house development talent that can help develop the connections to those APIs so that we can integrate with those tools as well, regardless of how obscure they are.
That's because we're providing that great support. And again, lastly, here in the left column, most providers have poor support, feeling overlooked by your service provider, lacking a go-to contact and expert advice to customize solutions for your needs. So I think you kind of touched on this a little bit, but there's a
Yeah,
lot to talk about here.
there is. And here, not only do we have 24/7, 365 support, you can obviously call us at our toll free number. You can chat us through our website. You can send an email to support, but you do, in fact, have a dedicated client technology advisor who's your single point of contact for anything related to SNET ads, moves, changes, billing questions, additional services, refresher training, training for new employees. That's your go-to for anything of that nature. But I'd also like to point out, and it wasn't on this slide, but kind of goes hand in hand, is you know that white glove approach doesn't just apply to our life cycle management. One of the key differentiators here at SNET is the ability for us to really hold the hands and walk along the path with our end user clients to build the solution right from the start. And that is absolutely a tip of the hat to our project management team. And having come from, again, an 800-pound gorilla household name, where any one of these project managers would be juggling between 50 and 60 opportunities every given month. Here at SNET, we have an algorithm that automatically assigns projects based on number of locations, number of users, and level of complexity so that all of our project managers have a nice, easy, steady workflow, allowing them that additional time to really get involved with the end user client to understand what they're trying to accomplish and then build our customizable solution around it.
And last slide here, you need real people that are accessible and accountable. And this is kind of apropos here because you kind of touched on that a little bit, Mike. And most providers, people feel like they're wasting their time. They feel like they're just waiting on hold to speak someone for 30, 40 minutes, which again I believe we talked about a little bit earlier, but it's worth mentioning again because it's so true. I mean, I even had this experience just last week. So they're experiencing frustration of wasting time and delayed assistance. It's pretty uh, difficult to spend that much time just waiting to even talk to someone and then trying to explain to someone your problem if they're even going to understand it before they pass you along to several other individuals.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah, obviously, having experienced it myself, and certainly you, and I'm very confident that everyone on the call today has also experienced something very similar. You know how taxing that can be, and can really, really wear down your patience. But again, I'll point out the other side of that coin. Don't think for a minute that that doesn't drag those employees down too, right? If employees don't have the tools they need to handle the customer requests efficiently and effectively, you're off on the wrong foot on both fields.
That's right. All right, and our last slide here. If you want to learn more, discover how SNet Communications is dedicated to your success with tailored business cloud solutions. Experience the difference with our dedicated service and take the first step towards achieving your goals. Go to snetconnect.com/start. We'd love to talk to you and get this going and see how we could help you remedy, resolve, or whatnot, and get your business to where it needs to be. So, Mike, I think at this moment it's some Q&A time. Do you feel it?
Well, yeah, let's field some questions. What do we got in the hopper?
Yeah, let's get it going. Q&A
Right. So,
time. So I'm
Frederick,
gonna.
do I stop dancing now?
No, I don't think you ever stop dancing. I think you
Okay,
should keep on dancing. So let
good.
me go ahead. I'm going to answer these questions. We got 23 questions. I'm going to answer or get these going in the order they're received. So if
Okay.
we don't answer everything, please feel free to reach back out to us. We'll answer any of your questions via email or give us a call too. That works great. Is Mike's smile real or is he a robot? I don't know if that's a question or not, and I can't really disclose that information. But let me get to this
Uh,
next question. Can
Thank
SNet?
you. We know who you are.
Yeah, we know who you are, and we will find you. Can SNet help me determine where to start? My communication system is complex, so I'm not sure where the challenges begin sometimes. Okay, that's a fair question. What you got for that one, Mike?
You know what? And we all know, one of the biggest challenges to making change is not knowing where to start, right? So, myself, I've been in the industry for, let's just say, 25 plus years. Um, a handful of my colleagues have very similar tenures in the space. Certainly, the first step would be to reach out to one of us. We're happy to take a look at what you have in place currently, talk a little bit about some of the challenges you may be facing, and then from there make some worthwhile suggestions that could be a good fit for your organization. Additionally, we'll put forth a migration plan that'll make sense not only from an operational perspective, but also from a budgetary perspective.
Excellent. Thank you, Mike. Let's get to another question. I think we got time for two more.
Okay.
How quickly can SNet help me transition my technology? That's a good one. Okay. What you got, Mike?
Okay, so a couple ways I could answer that question. I could answer it with a question, right? Depends on how complex it is. But, from just an umbrella type statement, my personal world record here at SNet is we got a call on a Tuesday morning that about 110 users across 5 locations had a phone system that failed overnight. They had previously made the decision to move forward to SNet, but didn't want to do so until they had their wide area network in place. Well, their phone system went out before this wide area network was in place. And so they signed quickly with us, and we had them up running on temporary numbers and soft phones for 110 users on Friday. And this was a water reclamation district that was handling water service, water billing questions, water cutoffs for nearly 65,000 residents across about 12 and a half townships, villages, and cities.
Wow. Well, there you go. That's awesome. All right, I think we got time for yeah, we'll do one more question. Let's
Okay?
see. How will my customers be affected by changing my services to SNET? It's a good question.
Yeah, well, positively, right?
Yeah,
If we can help your customer service agents field those questions more effectively, more efficiently, in a more timely manner, certainly they're gonna know that. They're gonna feel that. They're gonna recognize that. Hopefully, they will acknowledge that. But from an internal reporting perspective, a lot of organizations don't know what they don't know, right? Like how many calls come in between 8 and 9? How about 9 and 10? How many calls go unanswered between those windows of time? How many agents sit idle for more than X amount of time during any particular time space? So we're able to provide tools that allow for all of that reporting to allow them to not only staff the call center environment or the customer service environment more effectively, but also help train those customer service agents by providing real recorded feedback from their supervisors that they can access live all the time.
excellent. All right, well, I think that's all the time we have for questions. Let's go ahead and get going. Oh, hey, Mike, it's time for our raffle. We're going to be
100 bucks.
giving away $100 of Alex Fain bucks. So let me go ahead and get the screen share of the raffle up online. 1 second, please, as I pull that up.
The
The
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. That's right, Mike. Let's see if I could share my tab here. One moment. Okay, we're going to share. Okay,
All the names plastered.
here we
There
go.
they
So
are.
let's see what we got. We got
And
if looking at the webinar, we got about a little over 40 people joining us right now. So let's see. Good luck to everybody. Let's spin the
good
wheel.
luck.
Good luck. Who are we gonna get?
Jeff
Jeffrey Phillips.
Phillips. All right. Good job,
Jeffrey
Jeff.
Phillips. Congratulations. Let's see, Jeffrey. I just need you to text us and make sure. Oh, and there you are, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. All right, Jeffrey, you are the winner. We will provide you that winnings as soon as possible. We'll get your information, which I think we actually already have, and
We
we
have
will
we
set
have
you
it.
up and get you that reward raffle winnings, what have you. You know what I mean, Jeffrey.
Proceed.
Hey,
Proceed, if
thanks
you will.
everybody so much. Really appreciate you joining the webinar. Again, I'm Frederick Weiss, the VP of Marketing here at SNET.
And I'm Mike Henskin, Director of Sales.
Please go to snetconnect.com/start. Get a start on this. We'd love to help you out and really propel your business forward and make that partnership. And we're here for you 24/7. So thank you again so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. And I hope everybody takes care.
Yep. Thank you all. Be well.
Be well, all.